I met Evelyn September 3rd, 2010. And we were at a women's luncheon down in Boca. And Evelyn was the speaker that day. And she did a fabulous presentation. And she asked a question at the end of that. Should I say the question, or am I going to give away what you...
No, I'm not doing that today.
Different. Okay. So she asked, what are you basically holding on to?
What are you tolerating in your life?
What are you tolerating in your life? Okay. And I remember sharing that I was tolerating not allowing my kids to grow up. That I needed to step back because they were, 19, 20, 22, I needed to step back and give them the space to grow. And I remember sharing this clearly with everybody at the table. And that was around noon. And about midnight, September 4th, okay, just as the clock struck midnight, my son, my 19-year-old son, drowned in a canal in Wellington. And so you don't forget what you did that day, or the whole thing, how that whole day went. So that's how I met Evelyn. So I don't forget who Evelyn is, because she touched my heart that day, And so that's who you're going to hear from.
Sweet.
She's just not the heart painter. She is someone who is all about love and heart. She's all about heart. So I now will share Evelyn Balin with you. So thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let me get this out of your way.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor for me to be here in front of you, because being here increases my self-esteem, my worth, because wow, you're listening to me speak. That's pretty darn amazing to me. And I'm going to share a little bit of stuff with you. But today I want to ask you one question. How many of you would like to have more love in your life? Anybody? Okay, a couple of hands there. And how many of you would like to, let me get this straight. How many of you think that if you had more love in your life, you'd be happier? Anybody? A couple of hands? Just a couple of hands? Come on. If you had more love in your life, you'd be happier, right? Okay, so more hands, right? Everybody? I know it's true for me. If I had more love, I'd be much happier. Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're right. Because when you have more love in your life, you will be happier. The issue is not getting more love. It's how you're going to get that love. And where's that love going to come from? And I'm here to tell you that you are the perfect love. You are the love that you're looking for. That's the truth of the matter. And like Nancy said, I'm Evelyn Balin, and I'm known as the heart painter. And I know some of you know that. I see some familiar faces in the crowd. And then I see some people that I have never met before, and I look forward to meeting you later today. I'm known as the heart painter, and I started painting hearts many years ago. And I have to tell you that today my motto is, think love, know peace. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Think love, know peace. Oh, take that in for just 1 second. Let's say it again. Think love. Take a deep breath. Think love, know peace. That's my motto today. But I have to tell you, it wasn't always that way. No. It used to be, life sucks. Then you die. Okay?
No, I think you pay taxes and then you die.
Today, I don't mind paying taxes, honey. Taxes is nothing. Taxes is my love to give to everybody in the community. No problem there. But it was about 15 years ago, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story. It started about 15 years ago when I started to wake up. And I realized that I was in a bit of a depression. I mean, you'd say, if my motto is life sucks, then you die. That's a bit of a depression, you'd say, right? And I couldn't understand what this was. I didn't understand the feeling that I had. And one day I woke up literally, and like I said, it was about 15 years ago. I literally woke up And I went downstairs to my home studio. I had a nice, beautiful, large studio, light coming through. Everything was wonderful. The trappings of, upper middle class, and everything was glorious, except I had this angst inside of me. And I go to my studio and I start painting as usual, and I started this new technique, and it was very weird, very meditative. It turned into being a flow that happened. I took the paints and now I started adding some fluids to it, and the fluids started flowing, and things started moving, and hearts started being created. And over the years I kept saying, what the hell am I painting all these hearts for? I mean, hearts after hearts after hearts. Come on already. And I started understanding that something is wrong here. I need to get out of this depression. I've got to do something to get out of the depression. And so the hearts was the inspiration for that. And I realized at the time that the depression came because I felt so insecure. I didn't know who I was or where I was going or what I was doing the hearts for or anything else I was doing, decorative painting and all this other stuff. And the insecurity was so deep. I can even tell you a funny story. I could tell you now because I could laugh about it, but it was intense at the time. I walked into the women's bathroom at some place. It doesn't really matter where that was. And I had to close the door to the women's bathroom, to my stall. And the door didn't close right. So I had to put my foot under the door, you know what I'm talking about? And lift the door up to close it. Well, the insecurity was so deep inside of me that I felt like embarrassed. Oh gosh, someone out there is going to see me close the door. I mean, that's a very insecure woman. And so that's what I was dealing with. And so over time, I kept trying to figure out, how do I get myself out of this? What am I going to do? So I started to take baby steps. And the first baby step that I took was I decided, okay, I have to figure out what to do. I'm going to take a night away by myself. And I'm going to figure out how to do that. I was in a marriage, 28 years with this man. He always did everything. And that was part of what was going on for me. I had a lot of issues with him. So I decided to take this step and go outside and find a place to go. I left a note for my family because I was, too scared to tell them what I was going to do. So I left, and they were fine with it at the end, which was good. But I could only get myself to drive about 20 minutes. And it was because I was so afraid. Where was I going to eat? Where was I going to sleep that night? I mean, I had plenty of money in my pocket. I could have gone to any hotel, but I was too afraid to make these moves. But I did it. I finally did it. I slept that night in a really nice place. I got to eat by myself in a restaurant, which scared the hell out of me. And taking that baby step was just amazing. And it was those kinds of little steps along the way that is getting me to stand here in front of you today to speak. The thing is that I realized after that trip, and then a few other ones after that, that I needed to divorce the husband. Because, if you have a low self-esteem, and the guy you're with is not, doing it for you somehow, well, then maybe it's him. Okay? Because 28 years with this guy, and I still have low self-esteem, he's got to be doing something to me. Okay? So I had to cut that off, and I did. And I'm glad about it till today. However, the thing is that I realized when I cut him off and I left him, I took me with me. And that was funny because I was still having the same issue that I had, which was the insecurity and all that. And now I doubled it because I didn't have him telling me what to do. I actually had to make the decisions for myself. So I kept going through more self-discovery, more lessons, going to more classes. I did peak potentials. I did jumped out of an airplane. I jumped off a bridge 185 feet in North America and to bungee jumped. Oh, good. And it was very, very scary. I was bungee jumping, yeah. So I did all these things. I've done all these things in order to get myself out of my comfort zone, in order to learn who I was and be a better person. And then I got to do one thing that was just amazing, and this is the one I believe that helped me along the way. I took a trip with a teacher to Tibet. And Tibet is 12,000 feet above sea level. So it's a little difficult to breathe. And if you're not in extremely great shape, it could be a problem. So I struggled through that trip. And one of the things we did was we had to climb the Potala stairs. And the Potala is where the Dalai Lama lives. It's beautiful. It's beautiful up there. It looked really gorgeous up there. But I had to climb the stairs in order to get there. So I would take one step and another step and another step. And it was very hard. It was a struggle. It was such a struggle, I didn't know if I was going to make it up those stairs. And I wanted to, but it was tough for me. And then my teacher said something to me. He goes, you know what? Each of your steps can be a struggle or it could be a challenge. The truth of the matter is you have a goal. And the goal is you want to get to the Potala and you want to see where the Dalai Lama lives. Hello? I was like, yeah, you're right. And then, so a light went off in my head. So everything in life, I can choose how to look at it. Yeah, it could be a challenge or it could be a struggle. And that day I decided it's just going to be a challenge. And the most important thing is my goals, my dreams, my hopes. So I made it up those stairs and I saw where the Dalai Lama lives, and it's pretty darn nice. A lot of gold, a lot of beautiful color, a lot of beautiful things up there. So all the classes that I've taken, all the things I've done, everything that's led me to understand who I am and where I want to go is what I'm bringing here today for you. Because I want to share that with you so that when you leave today, you'll have a little bit of something to take with you that maybe will help you along your way. So that when you're creating your business tomorrow or the next day, you'll think, wait a minute, this is not a struggle. This is a challenge, and I can do this. You know why? You know why you can do this? Because you're magnificent. You are all magnificent, every single one of you. And you know what? I am too. That's right. I learned that I am magnificent and that I could stand here in front of you and tell you that. That is amazing. From the girl that couldn't put the bathroom door up just so that I could close it, to today standing in front of you and telling you that I am magnificent is pretty darn good, don't you think?
Yes.
Thank you. The thing is that I know now what my mission is. From painting those hearts to becoming and doing that in a meditative way, I've discovered why I paint these hearts. And it's because I'm here to remind you through each and every one of those paintings, the little ones, the bigger ones, the big ones, that you are love. And that when you discover the fact that you are love, I promise you, whatever it is that you're dreaming about, it will come true. It will come true. But you have to fill your heart with the love that you are. And the only way that you're going to share that love and love someone else enough to give them your business, give them your work, is by you loving yourself enough. Because when you love yourself enough, they will be able to see that. And that will come through wholeheartedly. So today I want to just share with you a couple of things more. And I want to teach you what John Kehoe taught me. And John Kehoe is a brilliant speaker. And he has a lot of tools and tips, and I want to share the one that's really great. And it's called, hit it with 2 minutes. 2 minutes, that's right. That's all you're going to do. When you get a thought in your mind that something is negative, let's say, for me, it would be confidence. Okay. And I'm not feeling confident today. So what I'll do to myself is I'll give myself 2 minutes of I am confident. I am confident. And I'll look at the clock and I'll see 2 minutes go by. And before it's over, I'll feel a lot better. So today I want to share with you that you are magnificent. Okay? So very slowly, very easily. Don't get all bent out of shape. Don't make your panties all twisted up. It's going to be okay. What I want you to do is just very quietly, to yourself or out loud, I want you to say, I am magnificent. Can you say that? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I am magnificent. I am magnificent. I keep saying that. Let's just do it for a little while. I am magnificent. I am magnificent. If you feel like standing up and say, I am magnificent, stand up. I'm magnificent. I'm magnificent. I am magnificent. I am magnificent. A little louder. A little louder, girls. A little louder. I can't hear you. I am magnificent. I am magnificent.
I am magnificent.
Turn to the woman next to you and tell her that you're magnificent, please. Let's get up and tell the world that you're magnificent. I am magnificent. Go ahead and share it. Share that you're magnificent. And
I am magnificent. No, you're never too magnificent. You're never too magnificent. And thank you. You feel good? Does everybody feel a little bit better? Do you feel your vibration up a little bit? Just a little bit. See what can happen if you did it for 2 minutes? That was just a few seconds. Go for it. I am magnificent.
Stand up and say it, girl. Go for it. Let the tears flow. Stand up and say it for us, Elise.
Come on. You know what? Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, you can. Come on.
You can do it, honey.
I don't feel strong today.
Say it quietly.
I am magnificent.
Keep say it again. Come on. Say it one more
I
time.
am magnificent.
Keep going.
That's enough.
Just say it. You know what?
I am magnificent.
The thing is that you don't have to believe it. You just have to say it.
And your subconscious will believe.
I'm having a problem. Sorry.
It's okay, honey. It's going to be okay.
Yes.
You're amazing. You're amazing. So that feels a little better, right? Yeah. Okay, a lot better. Going along with our too funny, too funny. Good. And allow the tears. You know, emotions are what you want to feel. You want to feel those emotions. Don't ever suppress the emotions, girls. The emotions is where it's at. It's cleansing. It's cleansing. So that was great, right? You felt really good with that. And I want you to remember that. You are magnificent. We're all magnificent. Every one of you is very magnificent. And I want to share with you that you're all love. And that essence of you is a love. So today, the next process I want to do with you is, how would I explain this to you? You want a lot more love in your life, right? And the only way to really get more love is to give more love. And who do you have to give more love to get more love?
Yourself.
Amen. So today you're going to write yourself a love letter. So get out your pens. And if you don't have one, I'm going to give you one. Here, girls. Start with a fresh sheet.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, does everybody have a nice piece of paper, a fresh piece of paper? I'd like you to take you want a piece of paper? Yes, let me give you one. Okay, take a few minutes, take a deep breath,
Yeah, I need a piece.
and just center yourself to yourself. This letter is for you, to you. Nobody else. No one's going to read your letter. Listen, the one rule about this letter is that you're not to tell yourself anything that you need to do better. This letter is purely about you. And one day, when you least expect it, this letter will come back to you. When you least expect it, you're going to get a love letter from your most favorite admirer. Make sure to have a forward address. Can I read? Would anybody like to share their experience about your letter?
How easy it was to write, yes.
Oh,
I
good.
think I could do it. I could do it years ago, before I got I thought it was, yeah, it was very, very easy. The first thing I wrote, my husband writes me love letters constantly.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was being just permission to do that. Because I taught him that if he wants this to work out, on my birthday and my anniversary, I expect a card to acknowledge that I'm a human being and that I receive love. And ever since that, that's been 20 years, he said the love letter in every single card.
Oh.
I didn't hurt him, so doing this was nice. I really would let, I was actually thinking of him as I was writing. Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
You know, we go through life and sometimes things are going really well and sometimes they're not. And I'll read what I have. It's not quite complete, but I'll read what I have. Just because it made me realize like how much we accomplish in our life that we don't give ourselves credit for. You know, so I'm not saying it's always been
So true.
but here's what I wrote. Dear Nancy, you are magnificent. You have come so far in life. You were born to a wonderful mom and dad who were limited, however, allowed you to grow by encouraging you. They planted the seed which you fertilized, watered, and provided light to help grow. You have nurtured that seed, and when you found it wasn't growing, you found out why and provided what was needed. You know, and I mean, I am not like by any ways like creative, but for whatever reason, I found myself, that's kind of creative. And
That's called inspiration.
inspiration, yeah. And you know, it just made me realize that there are really dark moments, and you know, like a seed sometimes gets under the clouds, and you don't water it, and you don't fertilize it, and you know all that stuff, and you start to shrivel up and stuff like that. And I've been that plant that's been shriveled up and stuff like that at different times. But I have overcome at different times, found by listening to you, by listening to women around me that are so powerful. I have found that when I needed to bring that light back in and bring more water and bring more fertilizer, there's always been these wonderful people around me, whether it be at church, whether it be at a women's group, it could be in the street. I talk to homeless people. You know, I mean, like sometimes they're inspirational too. You
Sure.
know? So, or sometimes I'm inspiration for them. But it's, I just realized how, for me, that even in my darkest days, there's always been something that's brought me back to the light. And
Always.
That's really important. because
Wonderful.
It's not always great. You know, I mean, I lost my son for crying out loud. There's
The
been
thing about the dark times, though, girls, is that we all have dark times or times that don't feel so good. That's life. We're in duality here. It's good, it's bad. It's white, it's black. It's, you know, there's two sides to it, and that's okay. The deal is that you've got to go through it. When we suppress it and we overeat, or we take drugs or drink alcohol, whatever, which is, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not judging that either. All I'm saying is when you have an emotion, you need to feel it and not to be afraid of it. Allow the feeling, and if you allow the feeling, I promise you, it'll dissipate very quickly. It's the holding on to it and being afraid of that feeling. That's what gets you stuck in that feeling, okay? So like Nancy said to you, I'm the heart painter, but I do want to let you know that I don't just paint hearts. I paint everything, and whatever I do is I like to think of it as doing it with love, because it's the only way I find that I could be happy. And my goal in life is to be happy. That's it. If it's not fun, why bother? That's a slogan of mine. So what I do is I paint. I paint everything and anything. Basically, I used to say I paint only things that don't move, but recently I was commissioned to paint a person's body. So now I paint everything. Crack myself up.
A dead body?
No, it was very live. It was a very live body. I'm going to say goodbye, but before I leave and before I finish this little talk, I want to just remind you that you are the love that you're seeking. If I've done anything today is to just share that with you, because I know that. I've learned that from the times when I couldn't walk up the patella stairs, from the times that I was in the bathroom, from the times that I sat on the fence wondering if I should divorce the guy or not. You know, it took me years to get to that, years and years and years. And the one thing I learned is that if I'm not the love, if I don't know that I'm love, everything else is bad. I'm telling you right now, it's sour. So please, know the love that you are. Oh, and everybody in the audience gets a love token. And this little card here is a description of why I do these love tokens. Okay? So if you could pass that around.
We have one in our refrigerator.
They're all different.
No, they're all different colors.
Oh, they're all different colors.
So here's a bag of love tokens, and we'll pass these around. Yeah. Okay, girls, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored and blessed.